Psychics, frauds, or fascinating individuals with powers that most of us can't understand.
Now, with all reports of supernatural phenomena, especially when it involves a psychic, I'm always a skeptic. So I opened up the floor on our Ghosts of Mississauga Facebook page, and here's what you guys had to say about psychics.
Christian wrote, "To a psychic, what they're sensing is factual, but to everyone else, it could all be in their head. That's why burden of proof is such a complicated thing with ghost investigations." Heather writes, "If I were doing ghost investigations, I would want a psychic who can explain what is happening. They have a gift. However, you need to do your homework and have a reputable one." And the Illinois Paranormal Research Team Hunters of the Unknown wrote, "We've never used a psychic, but have one coming with us on our next investigation. She said she is first an investigator, but her psychic abilities might point her in the direction of activity. I like that theory." We've all had moments where intuition has guided us in the right direction. Is that precognition your own psychic ability at work?
Follow through on your feeling, good or bad gut. Follow through. Dare to look ahead and think this might not be positive. This might be a little negative outcome, so I have to think on how to change that. And you can change a lot of different things. And especially the strongest ones are the ones that fight it. I fought it myself.
Even that connection you feel with your family may in fact be a psychic twinkle.
Oh, it's so strong. It's not funny. It's really strong. Sometimes to the point that I get physically ill thinking about it if I know they're going through stress. I remember as a child even writing it in my diary at 13 or 14, something negative was happening in the family and thinking, how can I change that? I can't change that. And I knew I couldn't change it. I thought, if only I could take their pain. There was a lot of fighting in my family. His father was a bit of a drinker, different things like that, being poor. So I picked up all that anxiety. But you can't really change it. I just did a lot of diary writing, and that really helped me get through everything, my intuitive feelings and everything.
So are psychics just scam artists telling people what they want to hear? Or are they true intuitives who receive information from a supernatural source?
You look at all those, psychic commercials, and you see them in the paper and stuff like that, and you've got to wonder, there are those out there, and there's no denying who will just tell people what they want to hear. Absolutely. In order for money. How would an individual who wants to consult a psychic know that they're not being taken for a ride?
Well, Google the name. One thing I've learned, if a psychic can't at least use like a real photograph of themselves and somewhat of their real name. I know there's a lot of Wiccan practitioners who would rather use their magical name. Mm-hmm. But if you can't find anything on the person, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to charge you $600-700 for a spell removal, that's a red flag. Mm-hmm. Anybody who tries to say, well, you have this negativity, I see it in the cards, I can help you, actually tries to sell you something, red flag.
You have to find the real person, the person with a gift. If someone's asking you for money they're going to light a candle for you and you have to give them $50,000, I correct that stuff all the time. But they're too scared to call the police when I tell them to. But if people are asking you for large amounts of money, that's a scam and you have to run from it. That's why I don't like to be linked with the psychic title, because there are that negative side. But then on the other side, there's so many positive, gifted people that are psychic, that are sharing their gift. Like, it's hard to draw the line. You have to go with your gut feel. Because remember, you're psychic yourself. So you can pick up who's real and who's not. Follow your heart, and if you're questioning it, the question is the answer. They're not the person for you.
Now, I have to admit that Carrie Lynn and Betty were so eerily accurate that they did sway my skepticism a little bit. Now, however, as both ladies said, with psychics, it's always buyer beware. Until next time, rest in peace.
For more true stories of the paranormal or to share your own experiences, check us out at www.ghostsofmississauga.com.